Greetings, folks. We're here once again. Today is September 29th. It is Thursday, 2022. Let's dive right into one of my favorite books. I usually do about 3 lessons a day. I used to do 4. I've been studying Proverbs for a while, so I pretty much go through it. I don't read it proverb by proverb. And here we go. This is called End Time Priorities. We have Matthew 24 and 46. It will be good for that servant whose master finds him doing so when he returns. It will go good for that servant whose master finds him doing so when he returns. We have a quote from Charles Spurgeon. The fact that Jesus Christ is to come again is not a reason for stargazing, but for working in the power of the Holy Ghost. James Baker, you come to mind because you're always saying we need to be baptized in the fire of the Holy Ghost, which is exactly right. If we have that, we have Jesus in the tablet of our heart, leading us unto God the Father, and it's all right there in our heart. Our heart is His true temple. You don't want to defile it. You want to clean it up. You want to build it so it is even more magnificent than the temple that Solomon built, a man of peace. In word, there is much speculation these days about whether we are nearing the end. Many people have an opinion, even a strong one. And while the Bible has given us many clues and tells us to live with a sense of expectation, let's face it, we don't know the day or the hour. Jesus assured us of that. In fact, when it comes down to it, we really don't know the century, even the millennium. We are to be watchful and wise, not cocksure and dogmatic. We have to confess a certain ignorance on the issue. Even Jesus did. One thing we can know for certain, however, is that Jesus expected his followers to be ready. And as much as we look for his coming, many of us are clearly guilty of spending too much time trying to decipher biblical codes and headlines, and then gazing into the clouds for signs of his return. A little gazing is okay. Jesus urged our awareness of the signs, but he used stronger imperatives to urge something more. We are to be about his business, and that's what it says our first love should be. Are you aware that we stare upward, many millions of people, even billions, remain shrouded in darkness these 2,000 years after the cross, never having heard the gospel of peace, remaining under sin and headed unforgiven into eternity? Are you aware that we hold costly prophecy seminars? Many emaciated children are waiting for someone to hand them a cup of water in his name. Wouldn't we be a little embarrassed if Jesus returned right now? The conclusion, indeed. Jesus told us to expect his return, but expectation is folly if it does not lead to a dramatic sense of urgency and readiness. There is work to be done. Jesus knows you love him, but don't show your love by standing in the doorway passively awaiting his arrival. His house must be put in order. The other servants must be fed. Your master isn't just dropping in to say hello. He's coming for an accounting. Are you ready? Wow. This is why I get on my knees every morning and I pray to him, for he's my high priest. He's the way, he's the truth, and he's the life. If he was to come right here, right now, because I pray and I ask for good things, the way I pray every morning is simple. I give him all the praise, glory, and honor. I thank him for the armor of his way, his truth, and I ask him to increase the territories of his life within mine. And lastly, I ask for forgiveness, for he's my high priest. And with all that being said, I know that my spirit man is eating from the bread of life and not from the yeast. What is the yeast? The yeast is the world. I read a lesson before this one that said the mind is made to know God better. Do we do that? And I'm sitting there thinking, man, I don't always do that. I need to tighten up on that. But getting these nice quiet moments alone with him, that is key. My awesome great friend Carla Cook, God-fearing woman. She's a great family woman. I watched her video this morning about getting these quiet times in, having a relationship with the Lord, not religion, but a relationship. I'm gonna leave it right there. got an accident cost for you to go to for I appealed something. But you know what you need to appeal more than anything is when you know that the truth is right there with you. Sometimes you appeal by being silent before the one. Because that's what Jesus did before Pontius Pilate. He was silent, and his silence spoke the truth. Kind of crazy, but it's truth. Be blessed in your own journey today.